going to show you guys my builds for killers as of right now. I went through a lot of builds, but it's mostly whatever works for you, whatever you're comfortable in using. There's multiple builds you can run, but for cook, as of right now, I run this. Fired up. Fired up is eventually going to get nerfed because it's almost like having infinite stamina. As soon as you let go of the button, your stamina goes back, like, instantly. It's crazy. And then I use activated a lot because half the time you're going to be running with a Leon anyway in the lobby. And then Feral. You can run Feral, and you can also switch it out, but I use Feral because I put 2 points on my Savager, so +7. And that's really gonna go. It won't be 6, it won't be 51. Max is out of 50. But you can actually take this down, take it down, so then it will be 50. And then put the rest in endurance as the cook because he's slow as fuck. But with this, you can make up a lot of ground in patrolling. It's really effective, especially level 3 fired up. And, that's my path I went with the cook. This is the best path, and these do not stack. These two, they don't stack. So you see that and that. I first was using. See, a lot of people use that right now too for farming and shit. But I have that because most people, they don't know how to communicate. I mean, this game, you definitely need communication as killer or victim, or you're not gonna win. I shouldn't say that. I mean, you can win without comms and shit like that, but you're gonna win a lot more matches quicker if you can communicate. Especially the gas station map. It's the smallest map. All you gotta do is patrol the gates. This game's about patrolling. You can't just chase one victim down with 3 killers, because then the other victims, they're just gonna go around and do shit, and then the next thing you know, you're like, oh fuck, oh, do I at the January? Well, if you would have somebody patrolling these areas, then yeah. That's besides the point. And skill tree. I'm gonna go left. I could actually get another point there, which I will eventually. We want that. Now, I believe this is a random. You have to. This is a random perk. It's not in the tree. You want to get this because you're definitely gonna need this, especially if you're running for go against a Leon. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I use fired up. I'm not sure if that's a random or not. It might be. But you just keep rolling until you get them. Another good perk to run on him is Savagery, too. Which is a random. It's hard to get like 2 randoms in here. You'll be respecting a lot until you get what you want. But there's multiple ways, you know. A lot of people just want to do the defensive route and just get all the blood. You can do that too. I mean, you're gonna level Grandpa like level 5 in like 2 minutes, but you want your perks, your Grandpa perks, to take an effect. So you kind of want to level him up, but gradually. You don't want to level him up too fast. You know, you want to just level him up gradually, because usually when you get down to the last 2 victims or the last one, Then you want to level them up again to 5. You just want to graduate, level them up gradually, and you're fine. That's what I have for the cook. Hitchhiker, my favorite. I did multiple loadouts with him. Multiple loadouts. This is by far the best loadout. It is insane. It's literally like having infinite stamina because they are literally going to run out of stamina before you. Now, I run Scout. I see it says 10%. Yeah, reduce your melee damage by 10%. That's fine because you're gonna put most of it in your savagery. That's what you want. And then put the rest in endurance, and you're gonna be fast as fuck. Like too fast. Like sometimes you'll miss people in the bushes because you're going too fast. But you want your endurance up a little bit more because I will tell you why. Because with this perk right here, fire it up. As soon as you go through any kind of crawl space, you will regain your stamina. And they are going to be wasting their stamina. They are going to waste their stamina before you. And believe me, a lot of victims, they like to use stamina perks. With this, it's all about putting the pressure on the victim and keeping up with the victim so they can't do shit. And then eventually, one of your family members can cut them off and get the kill. And that's why you need communication sometimes. But if you don't have communication, you just stick on them and they will eventually run out of stamina and they are fucked. Because, like I said, Fire It Up is going to get nerfed soon. Because it is... it's pretty crazy. Like, you can run, like sprint, and as soon as you let go, for like a couple seconds, when you're not sprinting, you're just like gradually like walking or running, your bar goes up immediately, so you can keep the pressure on them. It's insane. And then a Grandpa perk, I use this a lot. I use exterior alarms a lot. It's pretty good. This perk here is a good one too because it catches them off guard. Like when you think you're standing still against Grandpa's noise, and it's like you think it's safe to get up, but really it's kind of not. It actually extends another 2 seconds, but you don't really realize that. And then we'll get the notification as a killer. It's like a mindfuck perk, really. I mean, I've seen it and worked in action. It's like, oh, I thought I was safe, and it's like, shit. The thing is, you don't blink. That's the weird thing with this perk. A lot of people think it says reduces the family proximity running range for victims. Okay, and seriously, what it does is, like, you're standing still and you think it's okay for you to get up, and it's not. And you won't really blink, but we'll get the notification that you did. That's why sometimes you feel like, well, how did he know I was there? How did he see me? Right? That's why. These two perks, very powerful. Very powerful Grandpa perks. Alright, skill tree for Hitchhiker. I'm gonna go right. All the way right. I also used that for him too. But when you have Fire It Up and Scout, you really don't need this. You really don't need this at all. Easily Tuckered Out is pretty much a Johnny perk. Fired Up, I believe, for Hitchhiker is I think it's a random perk. Gotta keep respecting it until you get it. And then your Scout and Wireframe. It's very powerful. This is very, very powerful. It's crazy. Like your movement speeds increase 15% when the game is 10%. But if you kind of increase your savagery, you're not really losing that much at all. And if you put it in your endurance, you're fast as fuck. And then you go right. You know, it's just the path I took. You could take a different path, so that's definitely, a random perk too. That's what I use for Hitchhiker. I'm very, very, very good at Hitchhiker. I'm very, very good at Cook. I'm a killer main pretty much. I'm good at all the killers. Leatherface takes a little bit of practice, but I'm getting a hang of him. It won't be long now till I'll be officially a killer main. I do play Victim. Just not as much as Killer. That's Hitchhiker. Johnny, I've been playing with him a lot more lately. Getting used to him as well. Now with this build, this is a fucking sick build. Especially when it gets to level 3. It is disgusting. But you mostly want to put the rest of, see his speed, his endurance, you don't want it up to 50. You're fine with the way it is, like maybe 40, around 40, stuff like that. You can go all the way up, but I kind of keep mine for Johnny, 43. It's up to you. And savagery, you put that up, and holy shit, he becomes a tank. And once I get this all to level 3, it's lights out. I mean, you can actually take this out and switch it with something else, especially if your savagery is already at 46. But I keep it there just because when it gets to level 2, I don't need to be at level 3 with this, so level 2, it's increased by 5. Therefore, it's actually technically increased by 4 because it can only go up to 50. So even at level 2, it is freaking insane. Level 3, it's like increased by 7, but you can't double your shit. Once it reaches 50, it's 50. Or you can just, go down where it's going to be. I have it up here right now. And let me tell you, it's like 4 hits and they're dead. Pretty much, because they will freaking bleed out. It also depends on what kind of build they're running, but they will eventually bleed out. Anna, unfortunately, is the hardest one, especially if she has her ability. But if you can get her before she freaking hits that, she's gonna bleed out. It's like game over. And the path I took with Johnny is all left. Left. Just keep going left. I think one of these is a random. I don't think both of these are in his. I'm not sure, but just keep respecting until you get both of them. Or whatever one you want to suits you. I mean, it's up to you, the player. I don't know, this one I think, use yeah, Fire It Up with Johnny. Yeah, or easily tuckered out. I've seen people use Fire It Up with Johnny too, but I mean, all builds are good. It really depends on the player and how good you are. I mean, you can have the best frickin' perks in the game and best shit, but if you don't know how to play as the killer, you're not going to be able to do shit. Okay. Sissy, the Manson family girl. I like playing a Sissy too. This is a very, very, very powerful build. You can actually take this one out if you want, but I use rubber legs. And I think they're going to be fixing the toxic cloud thing with the next patch. Something. But I use this. And if you hit, pretty much the victim is going to be running slow to help, like slow motion, and you'll be able to kill him really quickly. Especially if you add like endurance to her and a savagery, it's pretty much game over. And I use special blend, so then it gives me even more stamina when you're walking through it. And then this is here or there. It's really effective because a lot of people don't really necessarily use it. But the thing is, the reason why I use this is because if you want to, like with Sissy, believe me or not, you kind of want to lose the battle on purpose. Just lose it on purpose. Because here's the thing. If you lose the battle on purpose, you throw frickin' that green mist in their face, and you add it with this, it slows them the hell down. So they're not really going to get away from you. Like they think, you know, like it's trolling. You know. These are good. You can actually take it out and give her like a savagey kind of type build type thing. That works too. But she is she loses stamina pretty quickly, so you kind of want to boost her endurance up. And for her path, you want to go. I went this way. For that. And then you increase the poison cloud duration, so it's even longer, so they think it's gone and they walk through it and it slows them down again. And then after this, you can mess around with this a lot. You can bone scraps or toolboxes, or you can have fun and just pretty much this one is just poison everything. That's all you can do. But this right here, you want to go here. I want to use this. This is fucking crazy. At level 3. So if they're already injured, walking through your smoke by hitting them, they freaking start losing health. So they don't have like a health thing or health build type shit. They're gonna freaking bleed out too. It's crazy. But that's her. And for her, went left. Went left because that's how you get rubber legs. That's how you get special blend. That's how you get that. There's multiple builds for Sissy. I've seen a lot of them. There's you know, a bunch of offense, you know, a bunch of savagey builds, and then there's you know, being supportive, blood bank. There's so many builds and so many, you just don't know what. That's why you kind of look at the killers that you're like. See, like a lot of people go fruit in the middle because you get feral, and then you get serrated, which is a really good perk. And you put those two together, and it's like it's really powerful. But that's why you can look at your killers who you're joined with, and you can see, who should I want to really be? Well, if this is going to be running around just trying to attack them and doing things, and it's like, well, maybe I want to be Cook. I'll just be supportive, you know, stuff like that. Or both you can do it. Let's see. Serrated is another really good perk to have on Cook as well. It's really good. Alright, and my Leatherface, which I'm slowly getting there with him. But this is pretty much the build. I have. You want big swings, of course, and blood harvesting. You're not really going to feed Grandpa unless you really have to. Unless nobody else is fucking feeding him and you have like 2 kills or something like that and still nobody's feeding him, and then you can use it. But you're not really supposed to feed Grandpa as Leatherface, so this is a good perk to have. It's a must for big swings. It's ridiculous. And even at level 1, you can do a one hit kill. Especially if you have that. You can still do it. And then I use, for right now, I'm just fucking with this one. I will eventually change it out once I, level him up more. But I'm using Master Key. I mean, mainly this is for like, kind of like the family house where they like to latch doors upstairs or basement. Like the gas station has a lot of doors in the basement there. But I'm just messing around with that. And for him, yeah, you can do two things. You can keep the savagery where it is, or you can boost it up just a little bit, and then dump the rest in endurance. It's clearly up to you. But the thing is, he has a lot of endurance, especially when you're revving. He's like fast as fuck to begin with, so I don't know if you really want to be that faster. I mean, you can still do one-hit kills even without him being with endurance. And then chainsaw, the path. Well, let's see. Like I said, these don't stack, so I go here, the overheat reduction, and then over here, 20% more often before stalling. That's why if you combine these two, that's why you can do an overhead and your chainsaw won't stall. And for this, you can either go up here where your chainsaw starts instantly, which is good because you start quicker, or you can actually go over here and that will reduce the chances of overheat for an excessive revving by 30%. Therefore, like, you can like swap these out if you want, but if you go here, you're gonna get a lot of one-hit kills because it's not gonna stall out. So those are my killer builds. And for him, the skill tree, I'm going Leatherface for right now. This might change later, but for right now, I am just going left. I'm not worried about these right now. I am just going all left until it's completed. And once I collect the rest of these, I'm gonna actually dump all these in. I'm actually gonna dump all these in mostly endurance. However, I'm probably just gonna dump maybe a little bit in the blood harvesting. So if I get in a match and I have to feed Grandpa, I'm guaranteed to get him up a level. Because you never know. Mostly nobody uses comms anyway, or they're in party chat and you just end up talking to your damn self half the time. But yeah, I'm mostly a killer, man. I got the old lady outfit now finally, but I like this outfit and, the original. Let me show you my stats while I'm here. What the fuck is this doing? Where's the stats? Oh. Progression. See, I got my Hookai girl up. I got Connie all the way up. I got Leon there. I mean, I do play a little bit of Victim here and now and there, but I have more fun playing Killer. I'm a Killer main. Here's my stats. This is ridiculous, though. Total matches played, 396. Total kills, 337 so far. Total escapes, I mean, I do escape. 68, 68 times, that's not bad. Out of 27 deaths. I mean, that's pretty good. Blood lost. Sneak attacks. I'm pretty good with close encounters with like Johnny and Hitchhiker, but you know, I did like a lot of matches with Sissy, so kind of lost on purpose. You know. Like I won more as a victim than family, you know, but as you can see, I like playing as Hitchhiker. 394 freaking traps I laid. That's freaking crazy. I spotted two, and I did play a lot as Cook too, so. Yeah, as you can see, I did play a lot of Cook, because 403 locks I added. That's just crazy. Like I said, Johnny, I'm just starting to play as him, getting the feel of him. So I only got like 3 searches with clues so far, you know.